Lina scrolling through social media, seeing friends' promotions, engagements, and vacations. What if the quickest way to your dreams is actually the slowest way to true happiness? What if impatience is the real obstacle? Have you ever felt like everyone else is moving ahead while you're stuck waiting? What if the secret to real success isn't in rushing, but in learning to trust the journey? Lina at work, frustrated by slow progress, looking for ways to get ahead faster. She tries to cut corners on a project, hoping to impress her boss. At home, she scrolls through dating apps, looking for the one without putting in the effort. Lina was smart, ambitious, and full of energy, but her impatience made her restless. She believed that shortcuts would bring her closer to her dreams, but each one left her feeling emptier. How many times have you traded your peace for a shortcut that never delivered? Lina's shortcut at work backfires. Her boss is disappointed. Her reputation suffers. In her personal life, a rushed relationship ends in heartbreak. She sits alone, scrolling through social media, feeling more isolated than ever. Ancient wisdom teaches, a river that tries to rush ahead of itself only wears away its own banks. Lina's shortcuts were eroding her foundation, her trust, her integrity, and her peace. What if the price of a shortcut is the loss of everything you truly value? Lina, alone in her apartment, staring at her reflection, feeling regret and confusion. She ignores calls from friends, ashamed of her choices. Sometimes, the pain of realizing you've lost your way is greater than the fear of starting over. Lina wondered, how do I find my way back to myself? Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the person staring back? Lina, seeking solace, walks through a park as a gentle rain begins to fall. She takes shelter under a tree next to an elderly woman sits peacefully watching the rain. The elderly woman said to her, "Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain." Lina replied, "But how do I find joy when everything feels like a struggle?" The elderly woman watched her with her kind eyes and said, "The most beautiful gardens grow after the rain. Trust the process and you'll find your way." Lina realized that true growth comes not from avoiding challenges, but from embracing them with grace and patience. What if the storms in your life are actually preparing you for something greater? Lina returns to work with a new attitude, patient, focused, and willing to learn. She starts a gratitude journal reflecting on small wins and lessons learned. Lina learned that every step, no matter how small, is part of her journey. Ancient teachings remind us, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but it is the steps in between that shape the traveler. Lina's work improves, her relationships deepen, and she finds joy in the present moment. She mentors a younger colleague who is struggling with impatience. With each patient choice, Lina's life blossomed. She discovered that true success is not a destination, but a way of living. Lina meditates, reflecting on her journey. She smiles, peaceful and proud of how far she's come. Lina's story was not about arriving, but about becoming. She became a beacon for others, lost in the rush for quick results. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and reflect. Pause and ask yourself, where have you rushed ahead, only to find yourself further behind? What would it feel like to trust the journey, even when the path is unclear? How can you learn to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass? Lina, joyful and confident, dancing in the rain with friends. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more inspiration. Together, let's build a world where patience and authenticity are the true measures of success.